Hey everybody, I hope you're having a great day. I am coming to you from my office and I want to take a few minutes in the midst of all of this to talk a little bit about ninja and ninja selling. So, as many of you know, we are doing our PMZ 9 virtually, and then we're going to do a meetup on Friday at 9 o'clock to talk about the Zoom meeting, to talk about what's been talked about over the week and answer any questions you might have or have any feedback from the week and just kind of help one another as we continue to process side by side in this a little bit different world. I wanted to take a few minutes today to talk about Ninja and specifically about Ninja 9. Now, just so that you all know, Ninja is a great program that we started partnering with here at PMZ a few years ago. In fact, for me, it was January of 2017. I went on a trip to Texas and I sat and listened to this lady talk about ninja selling. It's a system, a way of doing business in which you look to minimize or maximize your dollar per hour, right? So the amount of hours you work, you want to make a greater amount of money an hour while minimizing, if you will, the time you spent working. Because one of the things that we know who've been in real estate is real estate can be all consuming. It can take up every single minute and hour of your day. And this skills that we learn through Ninja and through staying in flow with people that we know is a way of doing business that will really help us to increase our dollar per hour and our transactional amounts and still help us to have a life. And so I'm going to take a few minutes today to talk about the Ninja 9. These are 9 habits that we as agents can involve ourselves with in order for us to have a productive life and a productive business. And so I just want to take a few minutes to talk us through some of these all of these 9 items. 5 of them are daily, 4 of them are weekly, but these 9 habits that will help us succeed in our businesses. So let's get started at talking about these 9 different areas. So the 9 different elements, starting with the 5 daily habits. The first one I want to talk about is gratitude. Gratitude. This is how all of us should begin our day. I don't know about you, but I know that in the world that we live in, so much of our lives is filled with not fun stuff. We turn on the news and what they say is if it bleeds, it leads. Meaning that, man, things that are ugly and grotesque, those are going to be the headlines of the news. Also, we flip on Facebook and oftentimes, or social media in general, oftentimes it can become this comparison between you and the other person, and people talk about a Facebook life, which they're only posting their highlights, which can cause us to think about our lowlights. And so success habit number 1 in finding our Ninja 9 and being successful as a person and as an agent is starting with daily gratitudes. This can happen before your feet hit the floor in the morning. It can happen before you pull your head off of the pillow. Or maybe it can happen in the hallway on your way to grab your cup of coffee. But this first habit is just to take time to think about and say out loud. There's something about saying it out loud, things that you're grateful for. To start your day that way. You know, many of us can start our day just by saying, thank you, I'm thankful that I'm breathing. Or for the roof over my head, or my family. Or maybe it's some things like, I'm thankful for the business that I have. Or I'm thankful for my sense of taste. I'm recording this right now in our corona crisis, if you will. And there's a lot of people out there who have gotten coronavirus, lost their sense of smell and taste, and man, they don't have it back. So maybe this morning you're waking up and you're saying, I'm thankful that I can taste my coffee. Let's have a drink. But whatever it is, you begin your day with gratitude and talking about what you're thankful for. So that's success habit number 1. Success habit number 2 is to show up. And when you show up, you don't open your emails right away. Now, I want to be really honest with you. This is really hard for me. In fact, I usually open my emails before I leave the house in the morning. But success habit number 2 is to show up. Do you know that 85% of the real estate business is done by about 10% of the agents? And those 10% of the agents are the agents that show up at the office. You know, I remember when I was just getting started in real estate, which was September of 2015. And one of the things that I committed to was being at the office by 8:15 every morning. Now I say 8:15 because I drop my kids off at school and go right to the office. And I was committed to being here until 5 o'clock. Whether I had something to do or not, there was always something to do. And for me, I showed up. And I think that that is such an imperative in our lives, that if we want to succeed in real estate, that we show up every day. Not in our PJs, not just coming from the bedroom to the living room, although we had to do that during the Corona shutdown, but to show up in the office and to be on task when we're at the office. When we show up, we need to resist the temptation to just jump into our emails or social media or even conversations and continue on with our 5 daily habits, because they are vital and they're important in our daily events. Show up. Stay on your agenda, whatever that looks like for you. Now, some of you might be showing up later in the day. Maybe your life and what's going on means that you show up at 10. And that's okay too. Whatever time it is that you show up every day. Some of you might not be able to work till 5 or 6. Maybe you work 10 to 7. Maybe you work 8 to 5. Maybe you work 11 to 3. But whatever that is for you, show up and stay on your agenda. The third habit is to write 2 personal notes. Sitting on my desk right now, I've got a few notes to finish my week with. I got these cards from Note Card Cafe. It says it on the back right there. And these are just some great note cards that are blank inside that I just write to my friends and my clients on a weekly basis. I write 10 of these notes a week, 2 a day. And then I send them out and I just let them know, hey, I was thinking about you. And this is just such a daily habit and a weekly habit in my life, because the notes are the most powerful thing. Let me ask you a question. Other than somebody else in real estate, when's the last time you received a personal note? I bet that note meant something to you. So make it part of your practice, because when you do, you really show how much you care for the people that are in your life. So write 2 personal notes. Create value. Connect with that person that way. Success habit number 4 is to focus on your hot list. Now, your hot list are people that are looking to sell within the next, or sell or buy within the next 30 to 90 days. You want to focus on this list. Who on the list do I need to connect with? Focus on those people. A hot list is those who are ready to buy and sell. They know what they want to buy or sell, and you need to connect with them. And you need to connect with them on the daily or on the weekly. You know, you got to be in their life, or else they're going to list it with somebody else or buy with somebody else because they didn't hear from you. Yesterday, I was just talking with another friend in real estate, and they were talking about how somebody in their small group had asked them a question in May about the pricing of their home, and they didn't get back to them. And lo and behold, that house got listed with a different agent. And he said, it was my fault because I didn't reconnect with them. So when somebody starts asking questions, be sure you stay in their life, checking to see if you can help. Talking about the hot list, I want to bring up this business tracker. This is the Ninja Business Tracker. And basically what we're looking to do is see people who are part of our lives. They're in our sphere of influences. They're maybe friends, maybe they're clients, maybe they're leads we got that, referral from somebody else. But we want to move people from right to left on this page. So you got your warm people, and those people are thinking about maybe looking to buy or sell in the next 90 days to 9 months. And so you're going to put them on your warm list, and so that they don't go out of your mind. And so you leave them there. And then when they get into that next 30 to 90 days, you get them on the hot list, so you be more focused on them. And then what you do is you just keep on moving them to the left. So then they go under contract, and then you close the escrow, and that's when, of course, you're getting paid for your time and your investment in their life. You're seeing their dreams come true. All that good stuff happens. And you're keeping track of what's happening in your life by utilizing the Ninja Tracker. I will tell you that this tool is probably the #1 tool in my life, because it has helped me to stay focused on the people I need to stay focused on. I look at this thing multiple times a week. I can't tell you that I do it every day, although I should, but multiple times a week I'm in here on my business tracker. The next habit, daily habit, is success habit 5, which is focusing on your warm list. I talked to you about the business tracker, and your warm list are the prospects on the far right that are people that are looking to buy in the next maybe 3 months to 9 months, basically 90 days to 9 months, and you want to focus on that. Maybe you want to write them a note. Maybe you want to make a phone call, but that warm list needs to be people that you're connecting with in your life. Next, I want to talk about the 4 weekly habits. So each of those ones I just discussed were the daily habits. Now I want to talk about the 4 weekly habits, making up the Ninja 9. 5 plus 4 equals 9. So the 4 weekly habits is to focus on your customer service call. Okay, each week, sorry if you can't see all of this. Let me see if I can move my head around. Each week, we recommend that you spend time making 10 customer service calls. So these are people that maybe you are in escrow with already. Maybe they're people that are people that you want to have in your flow, like your inspectors or your escrow officer, your lender, and you're going to make these customer service calls. They're a key part to staying in flow, and it needs to be done. And then as you make these calls, you're creating value, and that's because of who you are and what you do. Set aside time every morning to make some of these customer service calls. And then we get back here, we have success habit number 7, which is doing 2 live real estate reviews. Okay, what's a real estate review? One of the things we preach about here at PMZ is we preach about the database, or your sphere of influence. These are people that you know, love, and trust, and who know, love, and trust you, that you stay connected with and in flow with their life on a regular basis. Well, many of these people own homes, if not all of them. These people that own homes are going to be people that from time to time they go on Zillow to find out the Zestimate. And so it's important for you in your habits of your life to do 2 real estate reviews with people that are in your database or are part of your sphere of influence. Hey, these people could be from a service organization, from your church, on your Little League team, kids Little League team, soccer team, dance or ballet, in your quilting class, whatever it might be. And what you do is you just call them up and you say, hey, I was wondering if we could take 15 minutes to talk about your home, where I could just let you know what it's worth right now, kind of like the Zestimate, but done by a professional. And then you go in and you do a home worth CMA that PMZ provides for you online. You look at the houses that are for sale, pending and closed around them, and then you give them a little letter that talks about who you are and the business that you do. And you just sit down, buy them a cup of coffee, sit down with them and talk to them about their house. And you keep them up to date on what's going on. And really, you should hit everybody in your database once a year. This is an important part of your business, is staying connected and doing these live real estate reviews. Now, I'm just kind of glossing over all this stuff and how you do it. In Ninja Selling and in the book Ninja Selling, it goes into much greater detail. And I encourage you to grab the book and read it and attend a Ninja Selling event. Success habit number 5 is doing 50 live interviews a week. This is a little bit hard and a little bit scary for a lot of us. But all this is connecting with people and being in people's lives. You know what? This could be just connecting with people in the line at Starbucks or at the dry cleaner. I got to tell you, my dry cleaner is a guy named William, and I went to William and I would talk about real estate. I asked him if I could leave my cards there, and he let me. And over time, I just talking to William. At one day, he said, "Hey, if you know of any duplex coming available, would you please let me know about it? Because I'd like to buy a duplex close to my shop." The next day, I took him in 3 duplexes that were listed within about a mile of his dry cleaning business. And he said, "Josh, there's 20 people that are in real estate that I talked to and have asked to bring me properties, and you're the only one who's done it." Sometimes we don't need to just talk. We need to listen, and sometimes when we listen, we need to follow through and do. And when we do, it's that one person that might just send us somebody our way or look at themselves at buying. Be involved in people's lives. Talk to the person at Starbucks or at the soccer field, and just let real estate be part of who you are, but care for people. There's no substitute for live, face-to-face, voice-to-voice interaction. So this means maybe we make 10 calls a day and just check in with people. What are you going to do in these? You're going to do the Ford questions. Ford, family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. A conversation like this might start, if you're making a phone call, when they answer, you just say, "Hey, you got a minute?" And they say yes. And then maybe you're going to ask them something about family, occupation, recreation, dreams. And what are they going to do? They're going to ask you the same. And after they do, say, "Well, I was just thinking about you, and I wanted to call and say hello." And in the call, 2, 3, 5 minutes max. Max. And you want to do this as a part of your life just to stay in flow with everybody else. Lastly, ninja habit number 9 is to update your database weekly. You need to spend time in your database, adding people to it, sometimes taking them away, so that those people that are on your hot list, your warm list, the people that you're calling for those live interviews, you're doing the Homeworth CMA or the weekly reviews, those 2 weekly reviews, those people are really people that should be in your database. So every week you need to look at your database and do any updates to it. Add people, take them away, change phone numbers and addresses and all that kind of stuff so that they're live. These have been the 9 ninja habits, where our PMZ 9 comes from is 9, but this is really the Ninja 9 and how we can do and be better in business. I hope you've enjoyed this. We'll talk about it on Friday a little bit more if you're able to jump on the Zoom call with us, and have a great day. Go Ninja.